Last year, I had to reimagine my home in ways I had never expected to after suffering a traumatic injury. Through my recovery, I learned that our homes can play a central role in helping us heal. I'm Anna Holzinga, and in this particular video, I won't be sharing aesthetic ideas or decor inspiration. Instead, I'm sharing the small ways I've cultivated my home to keep my spirits up while healing. A little background. In summer 2025, I broke my arm while having admittedly too much fun at a tiki party. I spent 5 days in the hospital and then had to recalibrate with only my non dominant arm while my bones attempted to rejoin. Fast forward to April 2026, and my ulna was officially declared a non union, meaning it wasn't healing anymore. I was told I was in for two more surgeries over the summer. As difficult as that was to hear, it really forced me to consider what I could do to make this recovery easier than the first. In this process, I began to realize how much our homes can help carry us through long recovery processes. So today, I'm talking you through a few ways I've altered my home to aid in my recovery. My hope is that by sharing these, if you ever find yourself with a long recovery, your home will be able to support you on that journey too. The first step to healing design is to lean into the dopamine, my friends. Normally, we decorate our homes in ways that appeal to our eye, our intellect, or design to reflect our interests or curate a specific vibe. But this idea of dopamine decorating is the exact opposite of that. It's about tapping into that gut reaction and immediate feeling you get from something. Sometimes it's challenging to really tap into what immediately brings you delight. I found it helps to think back to when you had easier access to joy, like when you were a kid. What made you happy then? I think back to the Y2K color palette that surrounded me during my preteen era. And goodness, does this electric lime green make me so happy. Would I ever normally buy something in this color now? No, but it reminds me of my Game Boy and my lava lamp. It strikes a chord and makes me smile. Same with the hot pink on my splint. Is this in my color season? Obviously not, but of the options I was provided, this one sparked the most joy. So, hot pink it is. Tapping in to this core level of comfort can help to brighten up the most boring days of recovery. Step two is sorry, you guys, my bangs are driving me crazy. I can't really style them right now because my right hand's down, but give me 1 second. Okay, I can't wait to have my bangs back, you guys. Next step, I encourage you to make the practical pretty. This has made the biggest impact on my day to day mood and was one of the easiest to do. These changes can be simple, like grabbing some romantic ruffled pillows that make you feel like you're Kathleen Kelly recovering from a cold, not healing a bone, and letting them take over your living room. Or having a beautiful basket to help contain your essentials like your phone, your charger, your books, water bottles. That can not only make your movement less burdensome as you travel from the bed to the sofa, but can also help you dignify the journey a little more. Bummed you can't drink? Put your soda water or tea in a pretty glass with some garnishes. You can still treat yourself to an aesthetic moment to relax at the end of your day. There's no rules against that. I also found these cute little dishes that make my medicine and vitamin stacks seem like they were straight from the apothecary instead of just the corner CVS. And that helped to ease the annoyance of taking them. Another way I did this was in mindset. When I was fighting my initial infection, a joy of an open fracture, I had intravenous medications that came in these little, what we only came to describe as orbs. And my husband would tease me that I was actually the Witcher and I needed my potions to defeat the monster of the day. Seriously, as silly as that is, it helped to keep my spirits up so much just to joke and enchant an otherwise sterile interaction. Little tiny changes in perspective and a little extra effort to romanticize your recovery routines made a huge difference for me when it came to maintaining my mental health. I get that's not really about design, but it's about the items in your home. So I think it counts just as much. The next step deals with the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. This one is pretty straightforward and simple, but it helps. Designate one out of the way spot for as much of the medical stuff as you can. Keeping it all in one place and a little tucked away can help ease some of that clutter that inevitably happens when we find ourselves in our recovery. Plus, it makes it way easier to get lost in the world of a TV show, book, or movie if the medicine isn't immediately in your sightlines. Consider a picnic basket or an out of the way shelf. Even a TV tray can work wonders for keeping stuff out of the way. Fourth, and perhaps most important, invest in Squishmallows. Y'all, when you break a bone, a Squishmallow should be provided by the state. Yes, this is the platform I will be running on in 2028. Vote for me. Seriously, I don't know how anyone survived a broken bone before we had these things. They are the best at supporting you and keeping you comfy. Honestly, get a few different sizes if you can. I had one prior to the break and have since adopted four more. Well, they're on loan from my nieces. But as you pick your Squishmallow companion, be sure you pick a critter that speaks to you. Tap into that dopamine mentioned in step one. Let me show you mine. Okay, I grabbed two of mine because one arm and you don't need to see all five. So I love this frog and this penguin so much because they remind me of a lot of the stuff I wore when I was a kid, when the Sanrio guys were all over every keychain at Limited 2. Will these guys stay front and center in my home when I'm no longer healing? No, the kidult vibe isn't really for me, but they are certainly earning their keep at present. And finally, my last piece of advice is to not only give yourself some grace, but your home as well. Allow it to help you heal by changing a bit to support you. Now is not the time for it to look picture perfect or pristinely clean. Now is the time for it to unashamedly bring you comfort and joy where it can. So give the vibes a break, pile up the squishmallows, and let's heal. Take care of yourself, friends, and let me know what brings you comfort in the comments. Quick note that my videos may be a little less consistent for the next month or two. A big part of healing is allowing oneself to adjust to a slower pace of life. So I'm respecting that calling as best as I can to chill.